Qatar 2022 was such a great World Cup that it has to last longer. Now, France and Argentina are going to extra time. They were going 2-2. Argentina was almost ready. 80 minutes, Mbappe show up and they scored 2 goals. But let's see now, when we have a break, when we see what's happening in the second half, what's happened last night. Last night, Croatia beat Morocco and it came in third place. This is it. There is only one match left in Qatar 2022. The World Cup final will be a day with history for Argentina and France. It will be much more than Messi against Mbappe, said Argentine coach Lionel Scaloni. Both Argentina and France have won the World Cup twice in their history. In 1978 and 1986 for the former, and 1998 and 2018 for the latter. People here in Doha believe today is Argentines' Day for a third victory. The nearly 90,000 capacity Lusail Stadium will be dominated by the white and sky blue, the albiceleste. Yesterday, Croatia defeated Morocco 2-1 and got the third place in the tournament. Regardless who wins today, thanks Qatar for a great and unforgettable World Cup. Now let's go with Charlie Montero, who has the 5 stories you have to know today, the last day of the World Cup 2022.
The Croatian team played 7 straight games in the second consecutive World Cup and finished in 3rd place in Qatar 2022. The next World Cup will be the first ever to go from 32 to 48 teams, and we will go from 64 games to 80. The tournament will keep the same format, which means 80 games in 32 days. Mexico is present in the final of Qatar World Cup with referee Fernando Guerrero, who was appointed to be part of the VAR in the match between Argentina and France. The winner of the final match will win the 3rd World Cup trophy, the same edition of the World Cup that has been awarded since 1974. This Sunday's game will be Lionel Messi's 26th game, the highest number for a player in the history of the World Cup.
It's the second time in this World Cup that Argentina was 2 up and they tied the game, and then they have to go to the extra time, and then with Holland with penalty with the Netherlands, and now let's pray that it's the same solution, the same end that Argentina can win that World Cup. But today is a special day for Qatar. Today is the National Day of Doha. A lot of festivities, a lot of good time, and besides the World Cup. Let's go and see it.
Pride for Qatar with the national banner as the main protagonist, an opportunity to reaffirm loyalty, solidarity, and confidence in the legacy and national identity.
We celebrate our independence, and we gather, we celebrate with families, go outside. It is an off day, so people everywhere, they are happy.
Joy shared by locals and outsiders, even those in remote and unknown garbs, like those of the Inca Empire of South America.
Este es su poder mágico, su fuerza, su arma secreta mágico de Messi. Y vamos a ganar. Me conocen de la mano, me dan la mano, oye, yo te abracé, esto, lo otro. Y cuando voy a un restaurante también a veces estoy ahí, pido mi cena, voy a pagar con mi tarjeta. Pero ya una señora ya pagó porque dice que le gustó el traje.
As is customary in Qatar, on National Day, they share Arabic coffee and typical dishes with those that they come across.
It is about to show hospitality and welcoming to the people We want them to stay and visit again and again.
Hospitality, not only from the nearly 300,000 citizens by birth, but also of the rest of the residents settled here, those who raise the country's population around 2.7 million.
When they come to our home, we will rise to the occasion to show all the hospitalities, all the generosity as we can. Anyone has any problem, he will surely find all people gathering around them, trying to help them.
This time, the national holiday celebrates how football brought people together for a month, cultures apparently different and distant.
Vamos Argentina, sabe que yo te quiero, hoy que ana.
It is not an occasional passion, just for being the venue of the most anticipated sports festival in the world.
Todo por la copa, ese tiene Messi, Maradona. Vamos Argentina.
Maradona, he's my favorite player. He inspired me. I am a very good player since my childhood. So I used to see Maradona playing, having a lot of techniques, very energetic man.
A country that presumes being a friend and ally of the West saw it as a paradox when they became a target of an unprecedented campaign when it presented its candidacy to be the World Cup organizer.
You don't blame them because we are not exposed and not open to the around the globally and the media, or sometime you will not find us in the news. And if you find if it is in the news, it is not the right perspective about the Arab and Qatarian culture. I don't blame them, but when they come, they will know the true story. We know how.
For many, the attack against Qatar connects with certain hypocrisy of the Western perspective and its historical stereotypes about Arab countries.
It's been wonderfully organized, it has been peaceful, it has just been a celebration of people from different countries, different cultures, speaking different languages, all coming together, having fun.
Qatar boasts of the most inclusive World Cup, with fans who have not been able to enjoy it before, like from Southeast Asia, Central Asia, and the Far East.
Honestly speaking, people from Latin America has shown that they are the buzz of the World Cup, really are. They're the one who brought a life to the World Cup.
After 12 years of planning and innovation, Qatar was determined to show the world the best edition of the World Cup, but also shares values and customs.
Let's do a short break, but before the break, we want to challenge your knowledge about football. The question of the day today is, what was the score of the two finals that Argentina won in 1978 and 1986? The answers would be at the end of the show. We'll be back very quickly after a short break. We wait for you. Montero from the field. Now they are playing the extra time. Argentina against France. Let me tell you something, it was crazy. The first 80 minutes, Argentina was playing fantastic, was dominating France, but out of the blue, Mbappe show up. 80 and 81, they scored 2 goals, and now they went to the extra time. But this reminds me about what would Diego Maradona do in a situation like this. You know, Diego was crazy about Argentina, loved the country so much. Let's see the story about Diego Armando Maradona and his love to the Argentine jersey.
Diego defined wear the Argentinian jersey as an honor. The blue and white jersey is heavy. It is a source of pride, but also a burden that only great players can bear.
I would love to have a meeting with Pumpido, Goico, Troglio, Canilla, all of us, Passarella himself. Valdano, but we are going to defend our prestige, guys. The prestige we wear has cost us too much for Croatia to come, and we go away with our arms crossed without anyone putting a strong leg up. I am not saying that they are going to break someone, no, on the contrary, because they are colleagues. But I am going to let the ball explode, and then I will be satisfied. But yesterday, no one rebelled.
In 2018, after the poor draw with Iceland and the drubbing by Croatia, Diego did not hide his anger. To his childhood love for the ball, he added another inseparable love for the blue and white jersey, and when he lifted the World Cup in 1986, he fell in love with it forever.
I'm going to be 58 years old. I have always risked my life when I was given the shirt of Argentina. I have to respect what I ran for.
Diego Armando Maradona has a personality, had a personality that reminds me of Zinedine Zidane. A wonderful coach right now, a wonderful player, but remember that when he was in the final in a World Cup in Italy, he was upset, he hit another player with the head and he was ejected. But regardless of that situation, he's considered one of the best players who ever played this game. Let's go to see the story about Zinedine Zidane.
Considered one of the best players of all time, he is a former player of the French national team who accumulated great success as an attacking midfielder due to his elegance and technical skills with great ball control, besides being a key player in France's victory in the 1998 World Cup and Euro 2000. Throughout his career, he played for several clubs such as Cannes, Bordeaux, Juventus and Real Madrid, which gave him more experience and recognition. In this way, he won the league's title and the UEFA Champions League with Real Madrid, 2 Serie A titles with Juventus, an Intercontinental Cup and a UEFA Super Cup, each with the 2 aforementioned teams. After his retirement, he continued as Real Madrid coach, participating in the team's preparation for the 2013-2014 season, and after the club's victory in the UEFA Champions League and the Copa del Rey, he became mentor of Real Madrid Castilla, until he later took over as coach of the main team, accumulating multiple victories that earned him countless titles such as World Champion, Spanish and European Super Champion, plus being proclaimed by FIFA as world's best coach during the 2017-2018 season. In 2021, he left the Madrid bench following his reputation as a successful coach.
If I ask you which one was the best goal of this Qatar 2022, I'm sure you have a few of them that you like. But if I ask you which one was the best goal in a World Cup in the whole century, I'm sure Diego Armando Maradona comes to mind.
Diego Armando Maradona showed that he seemed to be from another planet when he scored 2 goals in the quarterfinals against England. But they were not simple goals. They were the ones that are still remembered today in the soccer memory, the hand of God and the goal of the century. The victory of the Albiceleste led by the Argentinian over the English team represented the pass to the semi-final. In the first half, Maradona gave a recital of another level at the Azteca Stadium in Mexico. In the 51st minute, the 10 scored the 1-0, immortalizing his hand of God goal. Although the England players complained to the referee for validating the goal score with his hand, the judge let the play pass. But after only 3 minutes, what nobody expected happened. The national team will score the second goal of the match after an individual play by Maradona from the middle of the field, in which he took 5 opponents in front of him, being one-on-one with the goalkeeper, where Diego scored what today we know as the best goal in the history of the World Cup, making the score 2-0.
I think it is a dream goal, not because I scored. As Enrique says that he left me alone, he says that he gave me a pass that left me alone. He gives to me far from the goal. I have the look to face and see the English players that couldn't catch me. They couldn't reach the ball. When I see Fan we hesitate, I throw the ball in front of him. I throw it to him. When I throw it in front of him, he wants to put his hand on me, but I was coming at 100 per hour. Nobody stopped me. When I was going to kick it, I saw Chilton covering my goal. Then I fade and play short and Chilton is lying on the floor and I push it and I feel a kick from Butcher on the right ankle, which broke my ankle, but the joy of the goal was so great that it didn't hurt me.
Despite Gary Lineker's goal at 81, the English could not equalize the score and the team led by Diego Armando Maradona took the victory. This result allowed the Albiceleste to take an important step in the World Cup, that later allowed them to be proclaimed champions in Aztec lands. Two victories against the British were Maradona's other great feat in that World Cup and should be remembered. It was the first match against the most important team in the United Kingdom after the Falklands War, a reason why some saw the sporting encounter as a revenge for the Argentine defeat in the war conflict.
Do you know which television show has the highest rating every 4 years? You are right, it's a World Cup. Cannot imagine how many people must be watching right now the finals between France and Argentina. But let's see how many people watch another finals of this beautiful sport, football.
There are several sporting events that are very popular worldwide among television viewers, including the World Cup and the Super Bowl, which is considered by the US citizens as the biggest sporting event of the year. In 2021, around 10 million viewers tuned in to watch the Super Bowl in Mexico. However, the last edition registered one of the lowest audience levels in the US with an average of 92 million. Even though this event is widely followed in several countries, it does not reach the overwhelming figure of more than 500 million viewers who enjoy the World Cup every 4 years around the globe. According to FIFA, in 2018, the final between France and Croatia was watched by around 517 million viewers, while the Super Bowl has much lower records, although not negligible, considering that the NFL is a particularly famous sport in the United States compared to other parts of the world.
Argentina and France still tied. They are playing the extra time. Let's do a short break and remind you, you can follow us on social media at From the Field. If you want to follow me, it's at Z Montero Official, and you can follow also TeleSUR English. We'll be right back with much more information. Can you hear that? Let's see what's happened, but the game is still 0-0. Last World Cup in Russia, France and Argentina play was also a very close and very nervous game, 3-2 won France. But let's do this. Let's see that story about how was Russia 2018.
The 2018 FIFA World Cup will be remembered as the event when started the use of video refereeing known as VAR, and also the use of the chip incorporated in the official match board. The tournament had notable absence as the United States, Chile, Netherlands and Italy, and two debutant teams, Iceland and Panama. Competing countries were divided into 8 groups of 4 teams. Each group played one another in a round robin, with the top 2 teams advancing to the knockout stage. 10 European teams and 4 South American teams progressed to the knockout stage. Together with Japan and Mexico, for the first time since 1938, Germany, the reigning champions, were eliminated in the first round. No African team progressed to the second round for the first time since 1982, and the fair play criteria came into use for the first time when Japan qualified over Senegal because the team had received fewer yellow cards. The 2018 FIFA event was the most expensive World Cup in the history, surpassing the 11.6 billion cost of the 2014 World Cup and adding 3.572 million spectators who witnessed the second French title with the 4-2 victory over Croatia in the final. The 21st edition of the biggest sporting event held in Russia was a success for the nation and the government of Vladimir Putin, despite facing provocations from Western bloc countries.
let's go with the last trivia of this World Cup, Qatar 2022. The question was, when was the score of the two finals that Argentina won in 1978 and 1986? The answer is Argentina won 3-1 to Netherlands in 1978 and 3-2 to Germany. That was 1986.
In 1978, Argentina was the host of the FIFA World Cup. In the final, Mario Alberto Kempes was the hero of the country. The striker scored 2 goals, one of them in the extra time to give the Argentine team the first start. 8 years later, Diego Maradona followed in Kempes' footsteps and takes the cup from Mexico to Argentina again after beating the Germans 3-2 in the final.
Okay, now let's go with the exercise. Complete the sentence. The sentence is, on a scale to 1 to 10, Qatar 2022 World Cup is a, and we have Yolanda, who said 10 of 10, Del Collado 10 of 10, Melissa also a 10, and Zulia a 10, and I'm going to give also to this World Cup also a 10. Okay, this is all. Thank you very much for everybody for being with us during this show. It was a pleasure to do From the Field. And good luck, and we keep in touch on social media. First, very quickly, I want to thank you to Juan Carlos the camera, Roland the producer, and Charlie Montero the reporter, and everybody in Caracas, Anita's team, and in La Habana. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy life, enjoy football. Bye-bye.